Hannah said, by him actions are weighed. When things happen, we say to ourselves, and I say, not really. God sees my heart. God sees your heart, but me, I see your actions. But don't say that God sees your heart, because beyond seeing your heart, he's weighing every action. There is a parameter. And we don't want you to just come to church and sit down. We don't want you to go through the motions of Christianity and be a featherweight Christian. Let me be weighed. Even if you don't want to be weighed, the process is going on right now. In Isaiah 26 verse 7, Isaiah 26 and verse 7, the way of the just is uprightness. Thou Most High dost weigh the path of the just. If you go through your Bible, you'll be amazed as to how many times the Bible is talking about God weighing the individual. He weighs us as individuals. He weighs us as families. He weighs us as a church. And he weighs us as a nation. Righteousness, godliness exalts a nation. So he weighs a nation. He knows when we are doing right and when we are doing wrong. Mene was repeated twice. Men numbered. But then the tekel says you are weighed and found wanting. When God weighs a man's actions, no excuses, no lies, no deceit. You can't say that's not what I meant, because he goes beyond the actions. He goes to the motives. He goes to the foundation. He goes to your deepest thoughts. And you know God's measure is very accurate. There's no error of margin. There's no mistake. When God weighs us as human beings, we know, as human beings, we know in part. But you know, with God, he knows everything in all its fullness. That Job 31 verse 6 that we read, Job 31 6, he says, let me be weighed on honest scales, that God may know my integrity. Please, God is not wicked, but I'm just telling you an aspect of God that we forget, or we ignore, or we assume does not exist. When he turns his attention on a human being, it is a heart-searching glance. You can't escape it. That's why the psalmist said in Psalm 139 verse 23 and 24, he says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any, verse 24, he says, and see if there is any wicked way in me. It's not an if. Each one of us will be honest with yourself. There are deviations of our lives and our character that we do not pay attention to. So it's not an issue of if there is. It is, Lord, there are wicked ways in me. Help me to correct it. In my thoughts, in my behavior, in my relationship with people, when I talk to people, the way I carry myself. Thank God we can carry our body. But there is a way you can carry your body that is wickedness. The Lord has told us that we are to go further and we are to go deeper. I pray to be positive and glorious for you, because you can go further and deeper in evil. You know what Solomon said in Proverbs 16 verse 2? Proverbs chapter 16 verse 2. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs what? What's the weight of your spirit this morning? What is the weight of your spirit? When the Lord weighs our actions, our spirit, our behavior, our character, what will be the handwriting on the wall? So when God weighs each person, each one of us in the sanctuary this morning, or maybe you are listening online, God sees your actions. He not only sees your actions, he ponders on them. Before you get to where you are going, God has already crossed the river a long time ago. And yet we are there, pretending and doing stuff that we think that God does not. A human being may not see you, but God sees you. If you keep doing wrong and you are not caught, and others are silent, you swindle, you gamble, you are in adultery, you are cheating, you are angry, you are unforgiving, you are bitter, you are as guilty as the people who are in prison for it. Because that's what Jesus said. He said, if you look at a woman lustfully, or as a man lustfully, you have already committed adultery. So we can't run away from God searching our hearts. I want you to open your heart to God so that God will search your heart.